DuckTales Season 2, Episode 12, Raiders of the Doomsday Vault.
Dun, dun, dun!
Okay. Yeah. So there's a literal money tree.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If a money tree really did exist, wouldn't that kind of ruin the economy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's why it
they
needs to be
them all.
kept in that vault, and why you can't have too many of those out there. Otherwise, the whole economy would fall apart. Because you've taken something that was incredibly rare and thus hard to hard to come by, and thus that creates the value of it. And you've said, oh wait, I could just grow an infinite amount of it by just planting these seeds everywhere. I mean, silver prices would probably go would probably be fine, but like people selling their gold and buying silver because the the trees seem to be made of gold. So
Yeah.
like
Problem with all of that is, first of all, why the hell is the money like literally shaped like money and looks like money? Second of
Genetically
all,
modified.
second of all, trees grow, and trees are carbon because they grow from the carbon we breathe out. They literally grow from thin air. Well, thick air, technically.
well,
Uh,
yeah, as long as they have sufficient amounts of water and carbon dioxide,
they,
plants will take that and turn it into cellulose, which builds their cell walls, which builds up the tree.
so,
Yes.
how the hell is it made out of gold? It doesn't breathe in gold.
Magic.
Second of all,
Wizard
if
did
it
it.
were gold, the cell walls would not be porous enough to allow osmosis, and it wouldn't be able to live because it
At
can't.
that point, you have a lot more problems than even the biology. Just like structurally, like this thing is
Yeah,
going to be super heavy.
would
Like
crush
it's going to
itself.
be it's
And
gold by itself is super soft,
exactly, I was about
and
to say
you've got
it
this
would
massive amount of it. Like it would probably bend in on itself almost. I haven't done the calculations on it, but I can't
it-
imagine you could have too tall of a tree of this because it would just bend on itself.
yeah, and also the whole Instagrow formula thing. Okay, that must be some super concentrated carbon, which would explain how the other plants would grow, but not the money tree.
Yeah.
Again, because money is not, well, dollar bills are made of carbon, but gold is not part of that equation. Okay, enough technobabble nitpicking.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, it's basically with a lot of the logic in, like, we just got through an arc where a someone was was living on the moon because they were chewing bubble gum.
Yeah,
So
true.
I'm not gonna be really that harsh on this one. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's fun to try to pick the
oh yeah,
scientific
I know, but
out.
but yeah, it's just like yeah, it's like we could sit here and pick apart Ducktales, like, but yeah, they've sort of said, all right, that suspension of disbelief, yeah, we're gonna need like all of it. it's like it's, it's like yeah, this is this world. I mean, this world has the Greek gods still. I mean,
Yeah, true.
there's so much that's just like, okay, this is a thing, like, and they're well known because you can actually meet them. Like Storkules is it's like he was famous for a while. I mean, like like he was
And
taking out
friends
the
with they're friends with Uncle Donald, and
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, yeah, these people, these sorts of things are all. So I mean, at this point, there's a lot more wrong with that universe than just, oh, gold biology doesn't work. Yeah, that's true, but it's like, you know, unless it's like gold plated, but then again, where's the gold coming from?
Exactly.
But like, you're still ending up with magic, and it'd be one thing, like, even the money is like, okay, if it was just a tree that had money leaves, it's like,
How is it
okay,
shaped like me?
like it would take a lot, it would take a lot, and you wouldn't evolve that. But like, we know
And
that plants can create dyes. We know that money is like linen, so it's made from plants as it is. So theoretically, you could, like, it's not
yeah, but the
ridiculous.
problem
It's ridiculous in terms of it would evolve this habit, but like, you know, could you genetically engineer something to make something like that?
I
I mean,
mean,
it would take a long time because you'd have to do so many generations of it. But
the
it's,
problem with that
and then
is
you also have, it has to have the chloroplast as well. So the photosynthesis, if it had leaves and then it also had like the money as sort of a flowering thing, like it's a
Mhm.
cotton sort of situation, then okay. But like, it's, there's a lot wrong with this biology. Anyway,
No,
getting back to
there's
the
Yeah.
episode.
Also, you're forgetting one other thing. First of all, they actually addressed this in a classic Darkwing Duck episode. The fact that the printing on that would all be the same. It would all be the same bill. Also, the security measures, which they didn't really bring up in the Darkwing Duck episode, but in regular money, which I'm presuming they actually have the same similar security measures in Duckburg,
Yeah,
they would have magnetic strips, they would have specialized dyes, they would have special like watermarks,
yeah,
something like
uh,
that.
yeah. It's ridiculous, the amount of stuff that would have to happen to create that. But it also has to, it would also have to change anytime the money changes. Now there are some things where, like, the lower notes, the smaller notes don't have as much like security features in them, but
That would be a lot of singles. Although that would be really funny if Glomgold just ended up with a whole bunch of $1 bills, because it's like, Glomgold, I didn't know you worked at a strip club.
well, that's my head canon for it, is like, they like, it does have cash, but they're all like dollar bills.
Yeah,
It's like you can go there and you can strip $60 off of it, but it's gonna take you a while.
so,
yeah.
uh, setting aside from the tree and actually getting to the actual episode.
It reminded me of an episode of another show, and I can't remember what it is, but I remember it involved like a murder mystery, or somebody died, and they were in somewhere cold. It was the same basic bank, which I'm guessing is either a real place or is at least enough of a common trope that it exists in other fictions. But they were in the place and there was a murder, and the guy who was working there, the security guy, disappeared. And it turned out somebody had broken in through the outside by digging a hole through the ice to get into a far back like a far back area, and they broke in order to get steal a specific seed or something, and the security guy caught them, and so they killed the security guy and pulled them back out through the tunnel and blocked the tunnel back off by pulling one of the shelving units over it. But I can't remember what show it was from.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell for me either. But yeah, I mean, Oh,
Yeah.
and
I mean, I gotta say, I I just feel so so sorry for Glumgold's assistant partner or whatever.
I know Owlsley or whatever her name is.
I know it's just that
She has to deal with so much shit. She's just like she is basically Glomgold's babysitter. Only I think babysitters don't really have a business degree need a business degree.
yeah, it's just like she's she's number two from Austin Powers. Like he actually wanted to turn make Virtucom, you know, a legitimate major business, and he's just like, no, I'm Doctor Evil, and we're going to take over the world, or we're going to hold the world ransom for $1 million. It's like you want to turn this business sort of fully legit, and it's just like yeah, Scrooge, goes places and does things, but they're on his own time and on his own dime. Like he doesn't, he like if he wants
Just not his number one dime.
yeah, but like his business is actually all just legitimate businesses. Like he finds a new thing. Oh, that's a new thing. I'll invest in that. Oh, that did well. Okay, that made me more money. We'll do that. Oh, that made me money. It's just like he's got a Midas touch with business, and so like he's just because he works really hard, uh, tougher than the toughies, smarter than the smarties, and whatnot.
Sharper than the
Sharpies,
Sharpies.
yeah. And so, but yeah, and then Glomgold just like, um, wacky idea. I mean, like he seems to have like he does crazy things, but he apparently is
well,
extremely lucky because he keeps succeeding enough that
now
he's even close to being a rival to Scrooge.
remember they're not ideas, they're
They're
schemes.
schemes.
The schemes, okay.
He's basically Dr. Evil.
Except for
Think about it. He is Dr. Evil crossed with Fat Bastard. Because he's Scottish and like
well,
big.
he's not technically Scottish, but yes, he's Scottish acting.
Neither was Michael Myers. Or Mike.
Actually, I think his dad was Scottish, like or
Well,
something like that.
Head, but
But
I have no idea.
but yeah,
He's American.
actually, he's Canadian.
Oh, close enough. Technically, Canada is in America.
Well,
He's just not.
it's North America.
Yes.
English immigrants from the Old Swan area of Liverpool. Okay, it's not quite Scottish. Um, but he was from the north. It looks like he was from.
Well, I mean, lots of planets have a north.
But yeah, they were both English immigrants from the Old Swan area of Liverpool. Yeah, he's just from the. His parents were from the north, but yeah, that's probably where he got like he knew enough to do the accent, but you know it's not quite the same because it's Liverpool, but it's more of actually an Irish sort of accent, but not quite.
I know what Liverpool.
It's a mess. Liverpool is kind of it's kind of Irish, but not like it has some Irish influence, but it's like not, and it has like it's
closer to Welsh than Irish.
I think it's actually because they're like the it's right across like it's where you cross over. Like Liverpool is where you cross over from Ireland to England. It's like that's the crossover point or something. I maybe think it's somebody else, but like I think Liverpool is that, and so there's a bit of Irish influence there. But we're getting off on a tangent of a tangent. But but yeah, he is he's like a a really I guess he is kind of Doctor Evil, but just like he was a never frozen Doctor Evil because he just like who actually like it makes me wonder about Glomgold. Like his number two before Owly or whoever it was that was taking care of the business. Like it makes me wonder if like yes he had the schemes, but like they let him do the schemes, but like in the background was actually running the rest of the business fairly normally, but just like giving him a little allowance to do his schemes just to keep him happy, keep him distracted while he grew the business. It's like, or she, like they grew the business while Glongold was off trying to get back at Scrooge with one of his schemes, and it's like, here's your allowance, here's your scheme allowance. There you go. I'm gonna go take care of the business over here.
Sharks! He's even got the sharks with freaking laser beams.
Sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads. It's been a while since I've worked on that impression. It's not quite there, but but yeah, it makes you wonder, like with all his scheming, especially with how silly he was in this episode. It's like, ha, click. It's like, did you really think that was gonna work? It's like, no, didn't work, did it?
It's like
which makes me
drawing off by the fire.
which makes me think.
Fire.
He lights it on fire. It's like he maybe what I'm thinking is he got really lucky like with some early investments, and like one of his schemes happened to work out, and then just like he managed to hire somebody who was actually competent and like took the money from the initial scheme that got them the money they have and like invested it in some like real stuff, and then and sort of built the empire while giving him a little bit of something just to keep him as the face of the organization and keep him occupied while he's just like, okay, we're going to do this investment and this. Yes, you got your scheme. All your scheme allowance will come later. It's coming tomorrow. Just wait. Okay, now we need to invest in this country.
But my shark babies need their food and their lasers.
But yeah, it's just like in the background is actually competent, and like he fired this person, and so like then the this person the Owlie comes in and is like, she knows that like there's this whole business that could be run really well, but like is seeing like what he's doing and is like, okay, that is instead of just trying to distract him with something shiny and just letting him have enough of a budget to his schemes, like budgeting his schemes for him, like instead of doing that and not bringing it up with him and just sort of quarantining off that bit of money and saying, okay, that's just his payment. That's just what he's gonna get as part of being CEO. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take the rest of this money and all the rest of this company. I'm gonna actually do something efficient with it. And she's just not realized that you just don't tell him. You just don't tell him anything. You give him a little bit of allowance, do his scheme, but the rest of it you just do. Just go do it. Don't ask him for permission. Just do it. And if he gets mad, placate him with some, something over here. It's like, ooh, shiny over here. It's like distract him with talking about Scrooge. Get him on a rant about Scrooge, and that'll make him completely forget what he was mad about. Except for that, he'll be mad at Scrooge again, and he'll storm off. You give him a little scheme money, and he goes and does something else. It's like, that's how you handle Glomgold. But yeah, it's just it's just so stupid. How did you get money in the first place?
Well, pretty sure he stole it.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, how he stole it is beyond me, but
They found somebody who had money who was dumber than him somehow, and just turned it into a legitimate business by hiring the right person. Like he elected to hiring the right person, and the person managed their affairs for a long time until he got rid of him, and then just like, oh yeah, now we got Allie, and just like, okay, she's just gonna be like the same thing, but actually tries to convince Glomgold to, it's like, no, don't do that. You give him a toy, you keep him occupied, and you run the business. Like, anytime he starts getting agitated, just remind him of Scrooge, and he goes off on a rant about Scrooge, and then he'll go do something with Scrooge, and then he'll leave you alone. Just remind him of Scrooge, and he'll get distracted and run off, and he'll forget what he was mad about. Yeah, I think that's my current headcanon, and he's just like, he had somebody competent that started the thing, and then yeah, it's just like, that just didn't bother telling him.
Well, I mean, all Scrooge has to do is outlive him.
Which he will do anyways.
Yeah.
Because Scrooge is a Time Lord.
Though eventually he's going to have to change his face, so.
True.
So,
Though he could be like, well, given that he's voiced by Tennant.
Metacrisis Doctor?
meow, 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 meow.
Woof. Woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof.
No, but it's good. It's just funny. Okay, so here's the plan. Okay, so far so good. We don't do this plan. We steal the tree. We split the profits.
Yeah, she is not a very good mom.
But to be fair, she's only
She's still
been a mom
new.
for like a couple days.
True. But I mean, in those couple days, she's traumatized her kids. She's had a giant monster attack them a couple of times.
Well, you gotta remember, this is the Duck family. This is,
Hey, that's an awesome mother, okay?
this is just what happens when you are part of the Duck clan. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's like a normal Thursday.
yeah, this is a normal day for them.
True.
Like, you were involved in any way with Scrooge McDuck. This is this is normal.
It's like, what? That just sounds like Thursday.
Yeah. Uh,
I bet Webby's gonna be upset she didn't get to join that party.
no.
Because
So-
I mean, we all know she's like more of an adventurer than even Dewey.
So let's see. The Magica arc is finished, although she might return. Della, well, almost finished. I guess there's that moon invasion, so yeah. I bet the moon invasion is next episode.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I did see like the episode a week ago, and I didn't rewatch it, so I'm trying to remember anything else. Oh no. Let's see. No, see the money leaves on the tree. Those aren't leaves. Those are insects. Those are very advanced forms of leaf bugs.
Interesting.
And the tree isn't really gold. It's just gold plated.
You see,
Well,
now
where's-
that is about thought.
Like it's just gold colored bark or whatever.
Well, wasn't she welding with the gold? So
Yeah, she was well.
Special weldable gold color wood. Hey, I mean, at least it didn't also sprout diamonds.
Yeah,
Oh no, those are the flowers.
there you go. No, those are the fruit.
Crunchy. What? Not into your teeth. Both.
I never said they were edible. Not all fruit is edible, you know.
You know,
I mean, look at you.
if the
All the
word
pets
is fruit,
are edible.
if the name has the word fruit in it, it's supposed to be edible.
No, not necessarily. I mean, you're a fruit, and no, you technically taste like bacon.
Well, I mean, technically, even though you could eat me, that is frowned upon in most places.
It is, but you still taste like bacon.
I do. I taste like salty bacon.
Well, that's because you're just so salty.
I know. You're more salty than I am.
That's what she said.
You just, oh dear God. Uh,
Well,
oh,
I think we've just about milked
yeah,
this thing for all it's worth.
yeah.
That's also what she said.
You know,